Okay, I'm going to get up in your face for this one. This is an in-your-face video up close. But at any rate, can you make money on these apps? Yes. Can you make money on these apps? Yes. Do you think that gig workers are driving around, burning gas, burning their tires, getting oil changes sooner? How I can make extra money on an app? By driving. Do you want to do Uber? Do you want to do Lyft? Do you want to do Spark? Do you want to do Instacart? Do you want to do DoorDash? Do you want to do Grubhub? Do you want to do Uber Eats? Do you want to do Amazon Flex? There's multiple apps. There's so many apps. Can you get rich off the apps? Unless you want to be very tired and a walking zombie and never sleep. Do I think you can get rich on apps? No. Do I think you can make extra money on apps? Absolutely. Can you pay a bill from apps? Yes, depending on what type of bill. You trying to pay a huge mortgage? Okay, it's going to be a huge grind with no sleep. But can you pay a water bill that's $80, $100? Absolutely. Can you pay your electricity bill? Absolutely. Can you use it for vacation? And can you use it so that you can pay for your hotel? Yes, camp is coming up. Pay for your children's camp. Tutoring. After school curriculum activities. Activities altogether. Your child spring is coming. Softball. Little League. All these little teams. You know, this is extra money. We're living in a day and time where everything is inflated. Things are going up. Things cost money. But we have to keep these children involved and keep them in programs and after school centers and activities and take them on vacations and be involved to do things. And it costs money. Okay? And your average working person with a 9 to 5, your average American, your average citizen all over the world. You don't even have to be in America. But I know what's going on where I live. And where I live is in the United States. Guess what? People are living paycheck to paycheck. People are living paycheck to paycheck and 2 paychecks away from being homeless. Okay? You can make extra money in the app. How? By downloading the app. That's the first step. Download the app. Do you want to do one? I'm on multiple apps, but I have my favorite ones. And I mainly do the Spark app. Because I like it. I like the Spark app. The app is user friendly. There's multiple Walmarts around me. And it's on demand. It is on demand. Most of these apps are on demand. Uber's on demand. You can turn on Uber. You don't have to schedule yourself to Uber. You don't have to schedule yourself to be a Lyft driver. You don't have to schedule yourself for a Spark. So I like the on-demand apps where I can make money as I need it. You may need to fill up your tank. You might have to run to the airport to pick up somebody. And you're like, oh, I got to get this one. I don't have gas. Or, oh, you know what I mean? These apps come in handy where you can make $50 to $100 a day. A day. $10 to $100 a day. If you want to just do one delivery, you can do that. You can do that just by turning on the app. You have to turn on the app, and once you turn on the app, you have to start an application process. Just like a job application. You have to start an application process. Your name, your address, your date of birth. You know, upload your driver's license. Just all of the regular things that you would normally do for a job. And try to have to get some of your credentials and your information and know who's driving and delivering. A background check, you know. So, use some of these apps. Download. Go to the Apple Store. I don't know if you're on iPhone or Android, but I'm using iPhone as an example because I don't have a Droid. So you go to your Google Play, rather, that's what it is with a Droid, or you go to your Apple Store. The Spark Driver is Spark Driver app. That's the name of it. Or you download Lyft or Amazon or whatever it is. But I'm mainly talking about Spark because that's what I do the majority of the time. I'm not into a liability with driving people. So I have the Lyft app. If I want to turn on Lyft right now, I could turn on Lyft right now. It will tell me right now that there's probably a 4 to 6 minute or 3 to 5 minute wait for a ride for me to pick up someone. That's marvelous. That's marvelous. So for the early bird gets the worm when you come talking about Spark. When you're talking about Spark, the early bird gets the worm. You get up, if you're a person who likes to get up early, although, who really likes to get up early? But if you can get up early, you get up early and you make the money early in the morning. The stores are empty. You head over to your Walmart, you pick up a curbside, or you pick up a shop and deliver. Preferably, I like the shop and delivers because you're in and out. You're in and out, and it pays more. The curbsides can pay as well, but you more than likely are delivering for multiple homes, In my territory, the most I've seen is, well, I can't say the most I've seen is 3 homes, but it's normally a 1, 2, or 3 home route. And then you can get the 14, 13, 16 routes, and that's like a route, almost like a flex route, where you're delivering one envelope package from that came from Walmart.com, right? So you may have 14 stops, and it's 14 envelopes, 14 small packages. Or one home may have 2 small packages, but that's more like a route. I don't do those. But if you want to do that and be done and make your $60, $70, $80 doing that, they don't always come about. You don't sign up for that. They just happen to come as an offer, and you just accept it or decline it. Some people like those, But I like to shop and deliver. But then I have days I wake up early in the morning and I may be kind of achy, not feeling good or something, And I say that because I'm 53. I'm 53, and you could be any age to get on these apps as long as you are, 18 or 21? 21, I believe. So I have no shame in my game. I'm 53 years old, going to be 54 this summer. And my old butt will be the one delivering at your house. But guess what? You're getting your items on time. They're coming bagged up properly in a precise manner. Because the older ones, we do our work with ethics the old school way. Okay? Not saying that the young ones don't. But you don't say I'm too old to get on this app. Well, I'm too old to deliver. I'm too old to shop. Well, that's for the young people. No, it's for anybody who has a driver's license and you are able to drive and can upload an application and prove who you are. You can be on these apps making some extra cash, Instead of begging for some money or borrowing some money or whining and crying about what you don't have and you got to wait 2 weeks for your paycheck. I worked with nurses. After work, they would turn on their DoorDash. They would turn on their Spark. They would turn on their DoorDash. I worked with a nurse who used to pick people up after work. She would turn her Lyft up on and do rides after work. And she said that was money for her siblings. She used to help her younger siblings who were minors, just with buying them different clothes and things they need for school to kind of help her mom out. That way you're not digging into savings and digging into reserves. You can still make money on these apps. It was not just a pandemic thing. People are going to continue to order. People like the convenience of having things delivered to their home in a timely manner. Okay? People don't tip like they used to. People are not as generous and freely with tipping. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother video. But you do have people that tip. And maybe you have to be selective on where you deliver or the time of day you deliver. If you're doing dashes, do you really want to? In my area, I wouldn't pick up a dash at 3 o'clock or 3 p.m. and turn on that app. 4 o'clock. Because you have a lot of students, minors, who have their little prepaid cards going on these apps. And they actually order wings and fast food after school and will say the food didn't come, and how do I know? Because it's happened to me. Or they won't tip or pull the tip back, So you have to just be smart about it. What time of day you going to do it? What time of the day can you earn possibly the most amount of money where it's beneficial, superficial for you, right? Evenings are great on apps. People are coming home from work. They may not feel like cooking. They're running their children to activities and they need something quick. They need something quick. They need food quick. They need groceries quick. They don't feel like running into the supermarket after a long day. So you have your evenings that are do very well on apps, or you have your early morning. You have a lot of people that work nights and get home in the morning and want their groceries there when they get there. Or they order food before going to work, or they work from home and get a small break and don't have time to cook, and they order little different groceries and meals at lunchtime because you still have a lot of people that work from home. But listen, my water bill is $80 to $100 a month. It just depends, right? I can go and do some deliveries today, and that could be my water bill money. You can make $80 in a day. People say, well, $80 a day, and I don't mean it's taking 8 hours to make $80. Okay, you can make $80 in 3 hours. You can make $80 in 4 hours, in 2 hours. It just depends on what you accept on these apps. But the bottom line is the money is there. Is it worth it to do it full time? That's just up to the individual. It depends on where you live. What is your market like? You know? Do you want to grind all day? Do you not want to get any rest and sleep? Do you feel like being in your car and driving around for 12 hours? Everybody is different. Everybody's body is different. And it's just what you feel like doing. For me, I do a couple of hours in the morning. And sometimes a couple of hours in the evening. Sometimes I don't spark at all. I no longer work. I'm done with that. But I do side hustles. And that's how I earn my extra little cash, is side hustles. But the point is how you can make extra money in this day and time and age where people are trying to figure out different ways to make money. You can still do it on the apps. It's called multiple streams of income. So many people have questions about it and are curious about it, but a lot of people have too much pride. It's easier to ask somebody, can you borrow $40? It's easier to ask. It's easier to pawn something, and now you're figuring out how you're going to get that out the pawn shop. Or to turn in your title for your vehicle, and now they picking up your car because you didn't pay that back, that small payment back. When there's options out here to make extra money, and we got to look at it, look at your picture, know your story, and if it makes sense for you. Do you want to just make extra money for vacation? Pay the hotel, after school activities, just to help out with some bills, just to pay some bills down, pay some credit cards down, just to stash, just for a cushion, just for gas for the week, just to fill up your tank for the week. Gas is up and down. It's fluctuating up and down. Most people would love to fill up their car for the week, but a lot of people can't afford to fill up their car for the week. They wing it by the day, putting in a few dollars, winging it by the day. Everybody has a situation going on right now. You hear about it, you read about it, you see it in people's face in the street, but you can still make money on these apps. You got to stop having that pride. Don't worry about that ego, because that ego ain't nothing but the enemy, okay? Stop having pride. Don't worry about the naysayers. Don't worry about what this one gonna say and your neighbor's gonna see you, or if this one find out. As long as you're good, make that extra choice. You're doing something positive. You're not doing anything illegal. Make it make sense for you if you need extra cash, so that you can make money still on apps. And I know I can speak for Spark. Does the app have issues? Absolutely, it has issues. Technology, period, has issues. How many times do I go home and the internet's out for the night because there's an outage in my area? The same thing with apps. This is what technology is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you learn the times of the month. If you do driving in Uber and Lyft, you know when there's Uber and Lyft, or Lyft, because I'm not up with Uber, but Lyft, on Lyft, they have a little calendar, and it will show you what events are going on in your area. I'm in Georgia. I'm 30 minutes from the Mercedes-Benz. It will tell me on there when there's an event, when there's some big show coming in town, when there's I might buy State Farm and Mercedes-Benz. It will tell you what's going on at the arena, what day, what time, so you can gear yourself to be in that area and make some money. And like I said, I don't do Lyft anymore. I still have the app, and I stay active, and it's still loaded. I keep the app active and updated. When it's time for renewal for my car insurance and they need a copy of my new insurance card, I upload it and send it, because you never know. You never know when you could turn on that app. You never know. It makes sense. My daughter came to visit, and she's always like, Mom, take an Uber or Lyft on. You ain't got to get in that traffic. Because if you know Atlanta, you know the traffic, right? Well, when she was leaving, she said, I'm going to take a Lyft. You ain't got to get up and da-da-da-da-da. Because her job reimburses her anyway, because she travels, right? I turned on my Lyft app. It popped up that a ride in my area was needed. Well, guess what? It was my daughter who needed the ride. Her job was reimbursing her anyway. So I took her. Because my Lyft said that a ride was needed in my area. And she rode in my car, and I was her driver that I got paid for. Did I do anything illegal? Absolutely not. That was a ride that was needed in my area, and her job was paying anyway for her transportation. So I transported her and turned on my app. Okay? You gotta do things that make sense. Make dollars that make sense. And that's that. But yes, you can still make money on the app. How can you make extra money? And on these apps is one option. If you're not into driving people, drive packages, Amazon Flex, drive food, drive groceries. There's a waiting list on Spark, but don't be discouraged. People, oh, I signed up. Well, have you been in there checking on it? Because they're not going to email you and say, we ready for you to ride. No, they're not going to do that. They're interested in serious people whose goal is to get their groceries delivered. So they're not going to contact you when they're ready for the next step. So if your market is full and they don't need drivers, that's only for right now today. But you sign up on the app, you do the application process, and every now and then you tap on the app and it will say you are ready for the next step in the application process. And when you upload and complete that, there you go. So it just depends on your area. Different territories, there's waiting lists in different areas. Some areas don't have enough drivers. It's a rural country area. You get on the app and sign up right away. You have some markets that have more than enough drivers, but people fall off every day. People get deactivated every day because they don't follow the rules and guidelines, right? But just go on the app, go to your Apple store, go to your Google store, and it's the Spark Driver app or the Dash. Dash, you can still make a few dollars on Dash, but you just have to be selective. I like Spark because it's on demand. On demand. These are on demand apps, means I can make money right now. And as soon as I hit complete, because I've completed the order, before I drive out of your driveway, the money says ting, and it's in my account. Now the tip, I'll wait for the very next day. You have to wait for the tip the very next day. Okay? So if I do a drop off, let's say at 11 a.m. 11 a.m. tomorrow, 24 hours, that tip is already deposited in my account. You used to have the option. You can get paid every week or you can get paid immediately. Now they only have the immediately, if I'm not mistaken, on Spark. They took away that company or bank institution that they were using where you get the money gets deposited on a weekly basis. Now I believe it's just immediately. If I'm delivering to you, I want my money now. I don't want it next week. I want it now. That's why I'm doing gigs. I want the money now. Okay, DoorDash has that option as well where you get paid immediately. I think it depends on how many dashes you've done or how long you've been on the app. I don't know. I've been on the apps for so long. When I worked the 9 to 5, I still had the apps when I worked the 9 to 5, and I would get off work, and sometimes I knew I had to go home anyway, so I turn on Dash, see who needs some before I get home. You know, Lyft. I'm not into getting on highways and going really far distances, like I said, and having a liability against me, because Atlanta's a crazy driving market. But when I was doing Lyft, or if I had to do Lyft, I would do it in my 6 to 7 mile radius. And you accept what you want and don't accept what you do not want. The app tells you like how far out you want to go. How many miles out do you want to go? The Lyft app, if you're not familiar. You can tap on it and say, hey, I only want to go 10 miles out. I don't want to go further than 7 miles or 20 miles. So that's a good thing. And I love that Spark does not, they'll send you an offer as long as it's at one of the Walmarts that you're selected to deliver to, that's a part of your zone. You can change your zone at any time. If you're going on vacation and want to make a few dollars, you're going to be in another state. You change the zip code, you change the city you're in, and you can do Spark in whatever city that you're in. You can do that. So, but for whatever city you are signed up for that particular day, or that you keep it turned to, it will send you offers for those Walmarts. I have 4 in my area it will send me to. So for those 4, I can go to any one. They're going to send me an offer. It doesn't matter if I'm home, if I'm 10 miles away, 11 miles away, or 1 mile away. It's going to still send me that offer. So I like that. Whereas Dash, they're going to say, head back to your zone to pick up orders. You're out of the zone. Well, you had me drive out of the zone to deliver this food. And now on my way back, going back towards the zone, I can't pick up any offers because I'm not scheduled in this area. Spark is not like that. It will send offers to your phone from any of those Walmarts that you have selected that's a part of your zone. And it's up to you to accept it or decline it. But anyway, you can make money on these apps. If you have any questions, you can ask me down in the comments. If I know it, I'll answer the question for you. Well, perhaps I'll do a video on it. But yes, you can make money on these apps. The warm weather's coming. If you want to do an hour a day, the beautiful thing with the app is when you go in the app, it will say, hey, how long do you want to Spark for? Oh, just 1 hour. So you'll tap on whatever time it is now. It knows up until 3:30, up until 4:30, up until 5 o'clock. You select what you want. And when you're done, you're able just to turn it off. That's a beautiful thing. So no, you could just turn on the app and say, hey, let's get dinner tonight. Let's get takeout tonight. But guess what? We ain't using the savings. We're not tapping into the pot. We're going to turn on this app, and I'm going to go do a couple of deliveries. Or a delivery, and that's going to pay for dinner tonight. So don't worry about what people think, what people have to say, or I'm too old, or I'm too young. If you're eligible to drive, you can do these apps. Don't be discouraged. Upload some of these apps. Watch YouTube videos. It's very simple. The app is self-explanatory. Spark's app will tell you step by step by step what you need to do. You need eggs. Go to aisle A34. A34. 1 carton of eggs. The picture's there. It's self-explanatory. You cannot control the app. The app controls you for Spark. That's out of stock. This person selected a substitution. The app's going to tell you, try something else. And you'll try something else. No. Try something else. No. Try something else. Okay, it worked. It scanned. Scanned the wrong item. No, it won't not accept it. That's the wrong item. You cannot make a mistake. Do not be afraid to go inside of the store to shop. Because you and everybody else And everybody else's mother and grandmother and grandfather and uncle is sitting on curbside waiting for curbside pickups or hanging around the vicinity waiting for curbside pickups. And very few people want to go in those stores and shop. Oh, I don't want to be tip baited or this and that. Well, guess what? That's not an all the time thing. Okay? You got people that try to slick the app, but Walmart's going to get that money back. You could think you're going to freeze your card and not pay the tip. Walmart's going to collect that money from you, and that driver's going to get paid. And Spark drivers talk to one another in the vicinity. They're checking out in the stores, and you've seen this one. You're familiar with that car or that person. And your house will be flagged. Every time you leave a person's house, a survey is done. The driver does a survey. How was your experience? Or what was wrong? Or why was that wrong? Yes. And now your house needs a code. Now you got to come outside and give me the code. Now you got to come outside and sign. Or now you got to come outside and get your driver's license uploaded because you tried to scam the app or scam and lie and say you didn't get your food. You've been tip baiting people all of the time. Keep saying it's an error or mistake. Drivers already familiar with your address and talk about it. So now you're wondering why your order's getting bounced around and you're not getting anything delivered. So don't worry about you scared to get on the app because of little things like that happen. Don't worry about that. You learn these addresses, you learn these names, and you know what properties to avoid and for what reasons and so forth. You get to do surveys afterwards and everything. Don't be afraid to make some money. If you're a person who got your mind on your money and your money on your mind, that means that you have somebody to pay, something to pay, or need to do something. Then you should be uploading some apps or looking for some kind of side hustle or selling something on Etsy or whatever it is. Whatever it is. It don't have to be driving around. But you still can make money. Etsy is an app. You can make money on Etsy. My daughter has a store on Etsy doing very well. Very well. That's just a side little piece of income for her. That's just a side little piece of income. She has a 9-to-5. It's called multiple streams of income. Did you hear me? Say it with me. Multiple streams of income. Not depending on one source of income. Not relying on money to come from one particular place or source. Being able to get paid on Tuesday from here, on Wednesday from here, on Saturday from here. Okay, it's multiple streams of income. Wake up, people. Yes, you can still make money on apps. Apps are just not grocery apps and Spark apps and DoorDash and Lyft and Uber and Amazon Flex and Roadie. No. Etsy's an app. eBay's an app. I had a store for years. My eBay account is free. How old? It was doing very well, but I got tired of going to the post office and bagging up stuff and packaging up everything. I forgot I have that if I want to sell. Poshmark is an app. Time to clean out that closet. Go in that closet. You have some designer blouses that you have not worn. You have designer shoes that you have not worn. People are buying things. I just sold something. What did I just sell recently? I just sold something on Poshmark recently. I can't remember what it was. Just recently, within the last 30 days. My Uggs. They were Ugg sneakers. They were like a boot type sneaker like. I wore them once. They've been sitting in my closet. Once I wore them. That's an app. So, people have the mentality of thinking, oh, she on those apps. Or, oh, he on those apps. Apps are more than just food apps. And driving people around apps. You can make money on Etsy. You sell things. You make things. You have unique things. You buy wholesale. Etsy. Poshmark. Marketplace. People are making income, part-time income, without going to sit in somewhere for 4 hours, waiting 2 weeks for a small part-time check to come on apps. Get on an app and make some extra money. Have yourself multiple streams of income. You have a Cricut? You make things? Yeah. So believe me when I tell you, when I say there's money to be made on apps, I don't mean just Spark. That's not just what I mean. You know, they started off with what, eBay and OfferUp? But there's so many now that you can just get rid of things. Somebody wanted to come get a desk that I have. I have a desk, a rolling, standing desk. It's one of those, if you work remote, you can wheel around on the wheels and stand up with it so you're not always sitting. And I don't know why. I think we were bartering back and forth over the amount of money, but I actually need to check it and see. You know, it's $1 more than you had. Get on these apps and make some money. Clean out your house, clean out that garage, clean out that closet. Those things you were buying that was on clearance that you really didn't need, get rid of it. Get on the app, make some extra money. Summer's coming. Enjoy life. Be able to go to the beach. Be able to go somewhere and do something fun. Be able to go out to eat with your loved ones that come in town. Be able to go to Whole Foods and buy the foods that you really like and not just your local garbage, preservative, additives food that you can only afford to buy. Get on these apps and make some money. And when you do, let me know. Hit the like, subscribe, stop whining. Get on YouTube. That's another app. It's an app to make some money. They make an app for that. They make an app for that, and that. Have a blessed weekend. Peace and blessings.